It's not just Olympic athletes who monitor their sleep, training and recovery for peak performance. New technology means everyone can, and it's more accessible than ever before. Here to explain is fitness expert Nikki Ellis, joining me in the studio. You're coming to us from Cinch. Now, take us through a little bit more about what this new technology. Am I getting a whoop whoop?
Yeah, you are totally getting a whoop whoop. Now, whoop has actually been around for a little while.
Okay.
It started really in 2020, but the way whoop really came to be quite a wunderkind is that during COVID-19 we realised that we could use whoop to look at blood oxygen saturation levels and also look at body temperature. So it started to be seen as perhaps a good early detection device for COVID-19.
Interesting.
But now we see that, yes, absolutely, Olympic athletes are using Whoop. Cristiano Ronaldo is famous for taping up his Whoop so that he can go on the footy pitch and play without it being an issue. Who else?
You may or may not be wearing one right now.
I
Is
may or
that
may
what
not.
that is?
I'm absolutely decked up with my Apple Watch and my Whoop. So it's great, not just for Olympic athletes, but for regular
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about how it can help athletes and what exactly it does.
Yeah, well, it basically provides you with some really great biometric data. So you can see on the screen there, you've got your athletes running and lifting weights. So it primarily looks at your recovery, your cardiovascular strain and your sleep in quite a lot of detail. And as well as that, you can add in your own data. So for example, how much creatine you might have supplemented with, how much protein you've eaten, whether you've been on a plane or not. All of this amazing stuff that we can start to create amazing correlations with what you're doing, what your physiological biometric data is telling you, and therefore you can work out, well, when should I do my hard workout?
Yes, interesting.
You know?
Okay.
All of this stuff, you know, when I went on a plane, I didn't perform very well, so maybe I need to get to my event a couple of days earlier so that I can recover
And
better.
it tracks sleep as well, obviously,
Yeah,
and all of this sort of thing, and tells you via an app, I imagine?
It's via an app.
Okay.
So unlike an Apple or a Garmin, you don't have a screen on your Whoop.
I did notice.
Yeah, so it's really comfortable to wear. You can wear it to bed. But then you go back to your smartphone, and you've got an app that you can then look at your deep sleep, your REM, your light sleep, your heart rate variation overnight, how often you woke up. It's pretty amazing. And then even better, Mike, it tells you, well, look, if your alarm is set to 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, you need to get to bed by 9:38 to actually get your optimal sleep tonight. It's very clever.
So it's all part about building the peak physical performance and slash making the best of your workouts. And I guess for people who might not be interested in exercise or maybe not committing to it as much as they should be, you're looking at him. What is, I guess, would I gain something from having something like this?
I think you would. So obviously elite athletes, 100%.
Yeah, right.
Recreational athletes, if you're, say, aiming to do a PB, for instance, you might just make sure that all your biometric data is leading up to, okay, sometime this week I want to have a go at a maximal squat. Oh, today's the day. Everything's pointing out I'm going to do a good workout today. But for your typical person in the street, and I'm thinking of, say, a midlife woman who's really struggling with raised cortisol, we can look at somebody like that and say, how do we bring your stress levels down? And this is a great tool for that. And lowering your stress levels can lower your inflammation levels in your body. It can mean that you're a happier, healthier person.
The flow-on effects of all of this.
It's a flow-on effect of de-stressing you.
So it sounds like it's pretty clever technology. It must be expensive. Can anyone give it a go? Where do you get them these days?
Yeah, well, you just order them online. Look, for me, I think it's money well spent. I really do. But I understand people are stretched at the moment. So to give you an idea of cost, I think you can sign up for $29. You get all of your bits and bobs. You get your band, your little reader data thing. You get a charger, everything for $29. If you're not happy at the end of the month, you send it all back. But if you do love it, then ongoing, it works out at about $30 a month.
That's a lot more reasonable than I thought it was for what you're getting.
Look, I think it's great. It's $1 a day. And, you know, if you are interested, I think most of us are interested in our health, right? But if you are interested in your health and particularly in your performance, gosh, I think it's money well spent.
Wonderful stuff from you, Nikki. Thanks for bringing this to our attention.
My pleasure.